Hey guys, how's it going? It's Russell Matthews here, and today we're going to talk about the CERB, or the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit. Now, many of you may know that it's actually expiring, but now we're transitioning into something called the CRB, which is the Canadian Response Benefit. Now, a lot of you might have questions about exactly how this transition is going to work, so today we're going to share all the information that's currently out there about how it's going to work with you, just so that you're as informed as you possibly can be. Now, many of you may know that the CRB is on its way, but when you actually go to the website, there's no way to register for it or to apply for it. So a lot of people are confused and thinking like, hey, what do I do now that my CERB is expired? So right now, we don't really actually know when you're going to be able to sign up online for this, but what we do know is what's been proposed for the CRB, and we do know the type of people and what situation they might be in that will need to reapply, because it's looking like some people won't actually have to do anything to reapply. And now that it's reached the end of September, people are starting to wonder, hey, what exactly is going on? What's the most up-to-date information about all of this? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. As it stands, all of the changes that need to be made in order to actually get this benefit out to people are inside of Bill C2. It seems like it's kind of slowly going through Parliament as different political parties debate exactly what needs to be inside it. But for this video, we're going to assume that this is actually what's going to be passed. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below, because if anything changes, I'll be uploading an update to this video right here on the channel. So with that being said, assuming that Bill C2 is going to pass, which it looks like it probably will, it seems like people who have previously been on CERB are going to be split up into two different categories. Which category you fall into actually depends on how you signed up for CERB in the first place. And those two different groups are, on one hand, Service Canada, if you applied through Service Canada, and on the other hand, it's if you applied through CRA, like you might have gone to the My CRA application or website to apply. First, let's cover if you applied with Service Canada. Service Canada also handles the distribution of EI, or employment insurance. Now, since COVID, the EI benefits have been expanded, as well as the people who are actually eligible to claim EI. As a result, many of the people who are on CERB will actually be eligible for this employment insurance program, and that will be the appropriate program to be enrolled in. If you initially signed up for CERB through Service Canada, you're going to have already given them the information that they need to determine that you're eligible for EI. So as a result, you're going to be automatically shifted over to EI now that CERB has ended. Now, if you applied for CERB through the CRA and you've now become eligible for EI, you're not going to be able to automatically transfer. So if you're in that group, again, that's if you applied for CERB with the CRA and now you're eligible for EI, you won't be automatically taken over. So you've got to go onto the Service Canada website and see how you can apply for EI. This EI program says that you'll receive at least $500 per week before taxes. So that's going to be similar to the $2,000 a month that you were getting for CERB. In some cases, you'll actually get given more than that, but it's all going to depend on the information that you provided and what you actually qualify for. Remember, you can only apply for EI after your full CERB period has ended. So some people started claiming CERB right at the start. Some people started a couple months into the whole pandemic. So depending on when yours ends, at the end of that, that's when you can apply to EI. To apply for EI and to determine which exact EI benefit is right for you, I'll throw a link down in the description so you can click there and you can sort it all out. Service Canada obviously is seeing a lot of applications right now as CERB is ending for a lot of people, and those who didn't sign up through Service Canada have to apply. So if you have trouble getting through online and dealing with the website, they say that it's best just to wait a couple hours and go back, because they could be experiencing a high volume of traffic. So if the website's down, just come back a little bit later and you should be able to apply that. If you do need to apply for EI, I would recommend doing it as soon as possible though, because it seems like there could be up to a 28-day wait or a delay for you to actually get those funds. So I'd do it as soon as possible, just because I know everyone's trying to make money stretch these days, and you'd hate to get money later than when you need it. Now, I know there's so many other people who don't qualify for employment insurance. So these are the people who are going to have to keep a super close eye on Bill C2, because they're the people who are going to need to qualify for the Canadian Response Benefit and the associated benefits that come with that. When we talk about the CRB, there's actually two other variants of the CRB. So depending on what your situation is, you could qualify for something different. The base CRB is for $500 per week up to 26 weeks. And that's going to be for people who don't qualify for employment insurance and also people who are self-employed and wouldn't have been paying into employment insurance. So this is for you. This benefit is for people who have not returned to work yet because of COVID, or they've returned to work but their income has dropped by 50% or more. The bill also says that if you're in this category, you have to be actively looking for work, available for this work, and you have to accept it if it's reasonable to do so. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to police this sort of thing. And there's lots of little details like this that need to be ironed out, I hope, before C2 actually is passed. And let's hope that they're pretty quick with that, because it seems like it's taking quite a while and people are in a tricky situation. Before I transitioned to my career in the real estate industry, I worked in the arts industry as a professional musician. Because of this, so many of my friends are musicians and they're really struggling right now. So it's so important that this gets sorted out and gets put through so that people can get their money quickly. The second recovery benefit is the CRSB, and that stands for Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit. This benefit is for $500 every week for up to 2 weeks. And again, that's not a lot of money, but this is for people who are working and do have full-time employment. And it's supposed to allow them to take the 14 days or the 2 weeks that they need to. If they're experiencing any sort of symptoms and they need to stay home, it's basically ensuring that everybody has paid sick leave. I'm super glad this is included in the bill because it's so important that people have access to this sick leave, and if they feel these symptoms, they're not staying at work and spreading it to people. The third recovery benefit is the CRCB, and that's the Canada Recovery Caregiver Benefit. This is just like the CRB. It's up to 26 weeks and it's $500 a week or $2,000 a month, but it opens up the eligibility a little bit so that if you have a child under the age of 12 or a family member that is sick and you need to take care of them and you need to take time off of work, you can do so and still receive the benefit. Now, this is also a fail-safe for the school system, right? So if there's a school closure and kids aren't able to go to school, which is so important for parents who need to go to work, this will cover you parents who need to stay home and watch the kids. Also, that expands to any daycare facility and any care facility in general, because it looks like this isn't just going to apply to kids. It could also be other family members who you need to take care of. If you qualify for any 3 of these recovery benefits, you should be able to register for them or apply for them on the CRA website, similar way that you might have applied for CERB. But as it stands right now, when you go on the website, there's no link to do anything. You can't click on anything to apply for CRB. If you haven't let your CERB complete, you can still apply for CERB as it stands right now because that eligibility period has been extended. But for those of us who need the CRB or any of the CRB related benefits, you're out of luck right now. And the big reason that there's nothing on the website and that everybody who needs it isn't able to apply is that Bill C2 hasn't passed yet. Members of all the different political parties are sort of right now jockeying to make sure that they have their wording and their specific changes inside the bill before it's passed. Because of this, the process has been quite slow, but what else are you going to expect from the government? If you're one of the people who could potentially qualify for these CRBs, then it's important that you stay informed about Bill C2, because once it gets passed, then they can actually take steps to put that system into place on the website so you can apply and then get your money. If this sounds like you, feel free to hit the subscribe button down there, because I'm going to be keeping these videos coming whenever there's a change to the bill and whenever someone proposes something different. So if you want to stay updated, hit the subscribe button, and you can hit the notification bell too if you want a notification when I post something new. Also, if this video helped you at all, be sure to click the like button because I want to get this information out to as many people who need it as possible. And in a similar vein, if you know somebody who might need this information, feel free to send the video their way. Also, tell me in the comment section down below, do you think it's a good thing that they're taking their time pushing this through to make sure there's no mistakes in the bill? Or are you kind of fed up like a lot of people are and hoping they just push it through so you can finally get your money? Let me know. That's all for today's Canada Recovery Benefit / Bill C2 update. I'll see you on a later video and I'll bring that information to you as quickly